Hi guys, how are you? I'm Bill. Who are you? Can't hear you. A little bit louder. No, a little bit louder. No, a little bit louder. Okay, no. Okay, I can't hear you no matter how loud you yell, so stop yelling. Stop it! Well, here we are. Day 14,000, Americans stuck in their houses. You're probably getting out a little bit, but we're not done yet, are we? No, no. So I've got a song I want to sing you, and there's a story that goes along with it that I want to tell you a little bit about where I learned it and what the song means. And then I'm going to tell you a long story today about second grade, about me being in second grade, called The Teacher's Lounge. This is kind of elementary school week because on Thursday I'm going to tell Happy Birthday, Mrs. Nottingham. And I'm going to tell you why I'm going to tell it. Because on Thursday, May 14th, that's my wife Debbie's birthday, and that is her favorite story. So today I'm going to talk about second grade, and on Thursday I'm going to talk about third grade, which is like a long time ago, but still stuck in my head. But first I'm going to do this song. Rabbit, things are coming away. All I got to do is just to reach out and grab it. Things are coming away. Oh me, oh my, I'm so happy all of the time. I ain't got nothing to worry my mind because things are coming my way. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this song. Okay? First time I think I heard this song, I learned it. I heard it from my friends Mary Alice and Peter Amadon, who live up in Brattleboro, and they're incredible musicians and do great work with kids. And I was doing a festival, and I heard them sing it. And then, just 6 months later, I was working with Frankie and Doug Quimby of the Georgia Sea Island Singers, and they sang it. And I talked to them about it, and they told me they learned it from the woman who taught them most of the songs. Her name was Bessie Jones. I'm going to show you a picture of Bessie Jones right now. Okay, Bessie Jones started the Sea Island Singers. That's a picture of her right there. Okay. This is a recording of all the stuff. She collected all these songs. Her dad, she learned them from her grandfather, Jet Sampson, who lived to be 105. He died in 1941. So Bessie Jones lived for a long time. I never met Bessie, but a lot of the songs that you might have heard, you know, Miss Mary Mac, 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 all dressed in black, black, black. If you know that song, is because of Bessie Jones. She collected these songs and these party games and these dances, and she taught them for her whole life. And Frankie and Doug Quimby were friends of hers. They worked with her for a long time. We grew up learning her songs. So Bessie said this song comes from Charleston, South Carolina. And I want to explain to you, I got the left hind leg of a rabbit. So it's a story. This song is a story, and it's about a guy in Charleston, African-American guy, and he doesn't have a lot of money. And what he does, he makes his money by collecting garbage and trash, and he sorts out the stuff, okay? He's what you might call a rag man, all right? And he collects the stuff, and the stuff that he thinks is worth, he sells. And he's doing pretty well. And people come to him, or they call him, he walks through the street going, anybody got any rags, anybody got any junk? And he collects it, and then he decides what's worth it. Well, he finds out there's somebody else doing it, and he doesn't know what to do, and it's a woman, and she's doing the same thing, and she's doing really well. Now, he could be very upset and try to figure out how to get rid of her, but that's not what he does. No, instead, they start to get to know each other, and then they get to like each other, and eventually they get married, and now there's two of them doing the same thing, and they're working really hard, and they start to make some money. money from collecting the things that other people have thrown away. And pretty soon, they get a little house, and then they buy a car, and they're living really well, and they have kids, and people are looking at them collecting trash, and how are they doing that well? And then someone, and this takes place in Charleston, South Carolina, and out there on the coast in of the Sea Islands, people believed in voodoo or magic, and they said it must be magic. It couldn't be just them selling garbage and trash, trying to figure out what's use. So they say they must be doing some magic. Now they believed that if you caught a rabbit, you know, when you killed a rabbit and ate it, which is part of the deal, and if you took the left hind leg of it and you kept it, it would be good luck. So people said, you must just be doing magic. You got the left hind leg of a rabbit. And they said, oh yeah, that's what we've got. When really what they were doing was just hard work. So that's where that song comes from. Okay? I've got the left hind leg of a rabbit. Things are coming away. All I got to do is just to reach out and grab it. Things are coming my way. Listen to this. Oh, me, how good I feel. I got possession of an automobile. I can eat chicken, I don't have to steal, because things are coming away. I guess I was thinking of this song because how hard things are for everybody, and maybe some of you, you've lost your jobs. But the thing is, we're going to have to figure out how to get through this, like those two people did, all right? Oh, me, oh my. If it starts raining, I don't pay no mind. Like a pie in the oven or a fruit on the vine, you know, things are coming my way. My clothes are tailor-made and my shoes are patent leather. Patent leather is like really shiny, fancy leather, okay? I just have sneakers on, but it's okay. Things are coming my way. All I got to do is just to stitch myself together. Things are coming away. Oh, me, oh my. I'm so happy all of the time. I ain't got nothing to worry my mind, because things are coming away, yeah. I ain't got the left hind leg of a rabbit. Things are coming away. All I got to do is stitch myself together. Things are coming away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Things are coming my way. You know, things are coming my way. That's from Bessie Jones. I have a recording of that song that I haven't released. I've got to put it up with a bunch of my friends singing on it. It just sounds great. Okay. Are you ready? Are you with me? Get comfortable. All right. By the time I'd gotten halfway through second grade, I had been in every room at Delaware Trail Elementary School, except for one. I'd been in the classroom because I was Mrs. Elliott's little messenger. I'd been to the principal's office once on a field trip. I'd been to the art room, of course. I'd been to the music room. I'd been to the custodian's office. I'd seen the big, huge boiler that heated the whole school. I'd even been in the girls' bathroom once on a dare. But there was only one place I had never been in. One room I'd never been in, and neither had any of my friends. The teacher's lounge. Are you with me? Yeah, the teacher's lounge. All of the other doors at Delaware Trail Elementary School, if you think about your school, if you guys go to a school, think about the school, there have those doors, and then there's this long, skinny window so you can look in and see what's going on. all of the doors at Delaware Trail Elementary School had that window except for the teacher's lounge. No window. And it was always shut. It was always shut. Except when a teacher slipped in or slipped out. And we'd walk by the door and we'd look up at it. Because we were in second grade, we'd look up at it. And it had a sign way up there that said, Teacher's Lounge, staff only. We looked at that sign, we tried to make sense of it. Because we didn't know all those words in second grade. You know? We always say, the children say, the teachers say, we're teaching children, but mostly they weren't learned by guessing. And that's what we would do. We'd look up and say, Teacher's Lounge, staff only. What's that mean? We look at the word, that first word, teachers, we knew that, but lounge, we'd go, lounge, you guys, it's a lounge. It's a lounge. It's a lounge. My dad had a lounge chair. He would sit on the lounge chair in the summer. Watch a baseball game, drink a beer. Oh, is that what they're doing in there? But the other words were even more confusing. Staff. What does that mean? English is a very confusing language because English takes words from all around the world and they use it for their own. And sometimes one word means 5 or 6 different things. Staff. What does that mean? Well, I wasn't very good at Sunday school. But I seem to remember that Moses had a staff. It was a big stick. The teachers have sticks. They're going to come out and beat us. Right? Are you with me? Maybe. Or staff. There was this kid who got really sick at class once, and he had to go home in the middle of the day. And we said, what's wrong? The teacher said, he had to go home. He had a staph infection. I said, oh, so maybe that's what it means. Staff only. That's where they get staph infection. They go in there and get sick. Bleh! They're always saying, I'm sick and tired of this. They go in there, throw up. Maybe that's what it meant. Or I had just started to take piano lessons in second grade. And I had been fine playing the piano, just pounding on it. And then the music teacher, the piano teacher came and said, you don't pound on the piano. You play this up here. All these little squiggles. I said, that's not music. The music is down here. She said, no, that's the musical staff. And I had to learn how to read the musical staff. And it's hard to learn. It takes a while. And I thought, those teachers never learned to read the musical staff. They go in there, staff only. That's all they teach. Or, this was during a war we were having, the Vietnam War, and all the generals would come on and talk about their war, and they would all come on the television. My dad would watch the television, and they would all come in, and they were all very kind of like this, and they were called the Joint Chiefs of Staff. I thought, that's it. The teachers are all practicing to be generals. They're putting on their army uniforms, and they're going to come out and go, do this, do that, do this. That made sense. But I didn't know, for sure. And neither did any of my friends. Are you with me? How many people out there, you kids, even teachers, even adults, not the teachers, but the adults, how many have you been in the teacher's lounge? Well, I found out what happens in there, and I'm going to tell you. I found out by accident. I found out what happened there because of what happened on the playground. Now, that day on the playground, my teacher, my second grade teacher, who I really liked, Mrs. Elliott, she was not the playground monitor. She was in the teacher's lounge. And the playground monitor was a third grade teacher that day when we were running around on the playground, and we were afraid of the third grade teacher. Because at my school, at Delaware Trails Elementary School, they always wanted you to be afraid of the teacher in the grade above. I don't know why, but that's what they wanted. It was like an educational philosophy. Like you were afraid to go to kindergarten, right? Aren't you afraid when you start? Yeah? Are you with me? And then you go there because you're afraid the teacher's going to be mean. You don't. She's an adult. Who knows? But then she's nice. And then one day, she or he, or whoever it is, says, oh, boys and girls, you can't, you do that here, but you can do it in first grade. They'll break your arms. Ah! And you get to first grade. They don't break your arms. But one day the first grade teacher says, children, if you do that, they'll rip your lungs right out in second grade. Ah! So we were always afraid of the teacher in the grade above us. I don't know why they wanted that, but that's evidently the way they wanted it. Okay? So anyway, the third grade teacher was the playground monitor that day. And at the end of the playground recess, she brought us into our classroom. But Mrs. Elliott wasn't there. And now she had a problem, see? Because you're not supposed to leave children unattended. But she had to go back to her class across the hall. So she said, boys and girls, listen to me. She turned off the lights, because that's what you do when a teacher doesn't know what to do, to make them quiet. It's like wild animals. Turn off the lights. She said, sit down. We sat down, because she was a third grade teacher. She said, all right, I have to go back to my class. It's right across the hall. I'm going to leave the doors open so I can hear whatever is going on. I'm going to be listening, and I want you to be quiet as can be. Let's surprise Mrs. Elliott with how quiet we can be. If you were going to surprise somebody, would you be quiet? No. I thought, like all 26 of us, should stand by the door, and when Mrs. Elliott walked in the door, we'd go, ah! But anyway, she was a third grade teacher, and we were afraid of her, so we said, okay. And she left, and we were quiet. Because we were second graders. Second graders kind of do what they're told, and we were quiet for a long time, like 45 seconds. And then we heard this. And we turned and looked. It was Warren. Warren Brennan. He had his head down on his desk, and he was covering his head. We couldn't see his face, but we knew he was crying because we could hear him. His body was going up and down. We said, Warren, what's wrong? We were still in our seats because we'd been told to stay in our seats. He raised his head. He said, we said, what is it, Warren? He said, I cut my hand. He cut his hand on some piece of playground equipment that didn't meet safety specifications. And it wasn't a bad cut. It was one of those. It wasn't a gash or anything where blood was pouring out. It was a slice, right? No, it was a slice. So, like, when you cut it, it's like, oh, it's gone. But then if you wait 10 seconds, it comes out again. Oh, I know you did that. And when he first cut his hand, he looked around for Mrs. Elliott. But she wasn't there. It was just that third grade teacher. And he knew if he showed it to her, she'd say, too bad. I was just going to cut it off next year anyway. So he decided to wait until he got back into the classroom to show Mrs. Elliott. But now, see, are you with me? Mrs. Elliott wasn't there. So he tried to wait, but the bleeding kept coming back and coming back and coming back. And finally he lost it. And he started to cry. Now, in second grade, there are rules that no one tells you, but you know. There's a lot of rules in school that nobody knows about, but everybody knows them. Okay, nobody's spoken them, but we know them. They're kind of secret or unspoken rules, we call them. And one of the rules was, when you see blood in the classroom, you can get out of your seat. So we did. He said, Warren's bleeding. Let's go see. So we all got out of our seats and we all surrounded him in this warm, embracing circle. We said, let's see it, Warren. And I said, Mike, because Mike's dad was a doctor. I said, Mike, what do you think? He said, well, my dad says if you lose 2 pints of blood, you'll die. I don't want to die. Someone said, you're not going to die. I'm not. No, but you're going to have stitches. You might as well die. I don't want stitches. We were trying to help him. One diagnosis after another. Nothing was helping. Now, we knew what needed to happen. Everybody knew. Another unspoken rule. If you get sick in school, if you get hurt in school, where do you go? Hey, are you with me? The nurse's office. But we were in second grade. We were just learning the geography of the school. You didn't go down to the nurse's office by yourself. It was like 7 miles away. You could get lost and end up in the 5th grade. Who knows what would happen to you down there? So we knew someone needed to go get Ms. Elliott. You know, in order to go to the nurse's office, you needed permission. Someone had to go get Mrs. Elliott from the teacher's lounge, bring her back, look at Warren, and give him permission to go down, and he could go to the nurse's office and get one of the 3 things the nurse was specially trained to give out. A cough drop, a Band-Aid, or an ice cube. And if you're about to die, she might give you all three. Or maybe she'd put you on the magic cot, which solves all sorts of problems. Go lie down there. But someone had to go get Mrs. Elliot so she could give him permission to go down to the nurse's office. Who was going to go? Well, right away we knew who should go. Emily Hornacker. Emily Hornacker should go. She was in our class. Emily Hornacker should go because she was Emily Hornacker and none of us were. Emily Hornacker always did everything right. She always got 100s. She always answered every question right. Her desk was always neat. She wore a dress to school and patent leather shoes. And she would stand out on the playground and say, "Don't come near me, I'm neat." Whatever Emily did. Mrs. Elliot would say, "Doesn't anyone know the answer?" And she'd say, "I do, Mrs. Elliot, I do." And Mrs. Elliot said, "Of course you do, Emily, of course you." Whatever Emily did was right. So, if Emily went to the teacher's lounge to get Mrs. Elliot, it was the right thing to do. See? So he said, "Emily, go." She said, "No. You gotta go, you gotta go." "No. Why not?" "You're not supposed to be in the hall without permission." "But there's no one to give permission. You gotta go." "We can't go. We have to have permission." "No, but you can't. No. Warren's dying." She said, "I'm sorry, Warren. You'll just have to wait." We said, "Come on, Emily." And we were all surrounded. Emily, you gotta go, you gotta go." She said, No. And then someone said, "Wait, Emily, what if someone goes with you?" And you could see her think about that. Like the door opened just a little bit. Like maybe it was all right. And when everybody in the class saw that, that's when everybody looked at me. Because if someone was going to be in the hallway, why not Bill? He spent half the day in the hallway anyway. Now, I know, and I don't know if this happens anymore. Maybe it does. Actually, I think it does. Sometimes teachers don't know what to do with a kid because they're being crazy, and they just say, "Stand out in the hallway." Right? Just stand out there. Have a timeout. Right? I was not a bad student, though. I was a good student. I always did everything I was supposed to do. It's just that when I was done, I did a lot more because of the way I was. I would get into school, and we would have morning work. Right? You with me? Morning work. Have morning work. You come in, and you were working before school started. They would... Mrs. Elliot would write something on the board, and the spelling words you had to spell out and define. I'd write them 5 times. Or math problems. Math is very big for morning work. I know that. And you'd be working on it, and I would be working for 3 or 4 minutes, and then my body would say, "Get up!" I go, "What? Get up!" I go, "Okay." I would get up. I say, "What now?" My body would say, "Run around." I say, "Okay." I would run around. Mrs. Elliot would look up and say, "Bill, what? What are you doing?" "I don't know." "Would you please sit down?" "Yeah, sure. I would go and sit down. Because like I said, I always did what I was told. See? I sat down. But then 3 minutes later, my body would say, "Get up!" I would get up again. And that's the way it was all day long. And after about 2.5 weeks, Mrs. Elliot realized if I did not have my brain operated on, I was not going to change. And that's when I became her little messenger. Anytime Mrs. Elliot had a message to deliver to another teacher, to the custodian, to the office, she sent me anytime. And sometimes when she didn't, sometimes she'd say, "Bill, just go down to the 4th and 5th grade wing and say hi to the teachers and come back at 2:15. I'd say, "Okay." And I would. Once she gave me this she gave me a notebook paper. It was actually a half page. And it was folded over and, creased. And then there was a little piece of tape on it. So I couldn't see what it was. And she said, "Take this down to Miss Yount in 4th grade. And if she has something for you to do, do that and then come right back." I said, "Okay." And I love being in the hallway, right? It's great to be in the hallway when everybody else is in class. It's the best thing about school. So I would be in the hallway, and I would walk down to Miss Yount's class, and right before I got into class, I got kind of curious about what was in the note. So very carefully, because I was a 2nd grade boy, I peeled back the tape. I opened up the note and I read the note and it said, "Send him somewhere else." Now you might think, that's not very nice. But you see, I didn't look at it that way. I knew I was special. I was a special person. I was a special student. Because she trusted me. She allowed me to be in the hallway when everybody else was in class. And like I just said, kids love being in the hallway when everybody else is in class. Now you guys probably wish you could be back in class. But when you get back in class, whenever you get to go back, and I hope it's sooner rather than later, but even if it's the next September, whenever you start going back, you're gonna be there for a week or so, and then you go, I can't wait till I get in the hallway. And that's the way it was. I was like the mayor. Everybody, "Hey Bill, how you doing? Nice job on the floor, Mr. Kowalski." I would walk down so if someone was gonna be in the hallway, why not Bill? Bill knew the way. So they said, Bill will go, Bill will go. Emily's like, "No, I don't think so," because she knew about me. They said, "Bill will take you. Bill knows the way. Bill knows the way." I don't know. They said, "Come on." And one said, and Mike said, "He's lost a pint." We said, "Come on, Emily." She said, "Oh, all right, we'll go." I said, "Great." So we got out in the hallway. I started to run down the hall. And Emily said, "Stop it." I said, "What?" She said, "No running." I said, "Why not?" "You might trip and hurt yourself, Bill." I said, "Emily, you sound like you're 45 years old already." She said, "No running." So you know how you walk in that really, when they say don't run, you walk like a stiff-legged way, as fast as you can? She said, "That's running." I said, "My legs are straight." And we got up to a classroom. She said, "Stop." I said, "What?" She said, "What if the teacher sees us?" Oh, for Pete's sake. I looked in the door. "Hi, Mrs. Considine." She said, "Oh, hi, Bill. How are you?" "I'm fine." Emily said, "You know her?" I said, "It's Mrs. Considine." We got to the kindergarten wing. She said, "What if the kindergarten teacher sees us?" I said, "Emily, it's like a game. That's level 1. We're past that. They can't kill us anymore." We got through the kindergarten wing. We came to the office. She said, "There's a lot of grown-ups in the office. What if they see us?" I said, "Emily, the library's across from the office." She said, "So, pretend like you go into the library and then you slip by." She said, "You do that?" I said, "Every day." And so we slipped by the office, down, and there, towards the end of that main wing, there it was, the door. Teacher's lounge, staff only. We just stood in front of it. We were afraid to touch it. We wished they would just open the door, like sense that we were there, and ask what was wrong. But it didn't happen. We heard someone laughing. I said, "I wonder what they're doing." Emily said, "Well, they're probably preparing for their next class." I said, "I don't think it's that much fun. But it is an evil laugh." Now we're getting nervous. What if someone sees us there and says, "What are you doing?" And we say, "We're trying to save our classmate's life." They would say, "That's no excuse." And Emily turned to me. She looked down at me. She was bigger than me. All the girls in 2nd grade were bigger than me. I was little. She said, "Knock on the door." I said, "What?" She said, "Knock on the door. You have to knock on the door." She was so bossy. I said, "Okay." Boom, boom. We heard more laughing. Were they laughing at us? She said, "You didn't knock loud enough. You have to knock more." Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Knock more. Boom, boom, boom. Help! Boom. Warren's dying! Help us! There's blood everywhere! We imagine Warren lying on the floor. "I'm dying! Say goodbye to my mom!" She said, "Open the door." I said, "What?" She said, "Open the door, Bill. Open the door." I said, "You open the door." She said, "No." I said, "Why not? Why don't you open the door?" She said, "Well, you're not supposed to." I looked up at her and I said, "Emily, have you ever done anything you're not supposed to do?" She said, "No, you're not supposed to." And I said, "Well, this is your lucky day. You get to do it." "I can't." I said, "You have to." She said, "Well, I can't." I said, "Warren's dying." She said, "I don't like you." I said, "That's okay. You have to open the door." And there in that moment, see, Emily had to decide between what she was supposed to do and what she needed to do, what was important to do. And sometimes those two things are very different. All these people are saying, this is what you have to do, this is what you're supposed to do. But there's something inside you that knows, no, there's something more important. I have to do this. And Emily knew the difference between what she was supposed to do and what she needed to do. It was part of growing up. She reached up for the doorknob. She twisted the doorknob. She pushed it open. We looked in and I went, whoa! And Emily said, oh my goodness! There were dozens of teachers in there. Like, seemed like all the teachers in the school were in there. We were unguarded. We could have escaped. And they were all standing. You know those long tables they have in those rooms? There were two of them stretched end to end. And the teachers were standing around the tables. And hanging from the ceiling where there were balloons, like helium balloons with the strings hanging down. And there was this crepe paper, these ribbons hanging around, and all these signs. And there was a cake on the table, a half-eaten cake. And the teachers had plates and they were eating the cake. And one of the teachers, I guess she thought no one was looking. She was reaching out and she was scraping the icing off the cake on the center of the table and licking it with her finger. And over by the sink, there were two empty half-gallon cartons of ice cream. And the teachers were laughing like I didn't know teachers could laugh. And one of the teachers, a wild teacher, must have been a 5th grade teacher, was standing on a chair. She was standing on a school furniture, and she was laughing, and all the other teachers were applauding, and she was kind of buckled over and saying, no, no, no. Now, look, I'm a grown-up, and I think maybe it's her birthday, or maybe she was getting married, or maybe, you know, she was going to have a baby and they were celebrating that. But back then, in 2nd grade, when I was guessing about how things worked, I looked in and I said, whoa, wait till the principal hears about this. We're back there doing those dumb worksheets every day, and they come down here and have a party. And when I said, whoa, and Emily said, oh my goodness, all the faces turned and looked at us like a coven of witches. We'll suck your blood out now, my pretties. We took a step back, but Mrs. Elliott saw us. And she walked over. She looked down at me. She wasn't surprised to see me. You know, big deal, Bill's in the hallway. But Emily Hornacker, out of class, without permission. She said, Emily, what are you doing here? And Emily said, what is it, honey? What's wrong? Warren's dying. He cut his hand. It won't stop bleeding. And he has to go to the nurse's office, but there was no one there to send him. He had to have permission, and there was no one there. And they said that I had to go so I could get you, and you could come back and get permission. But I said I couldn't because I was supposed to go in the hallway. But then they said I didn't, and he was crying, and I didn't know what to do. So I just came. I was not supposed to, but I came. I'm sorry. Mrs. Elliott said, Emily, it's okay, stop it. Yeah, it's okay. You did the right thing. Go back to class, I'll be right there. And she shut the door on us. We heard more laughter. We just looked at that door and we looked at each other. And there was nothing to do but turn around and go back down the hallway. And we said, I can't believe what they do in there. I said, either can I. We got back to the classroom. What do you think about Warren? No, he did not die. No. This is not the story of the death of a 2nd grader. No. He was better. The bleeding had stopped, but he was trying to get us started again because he kind of liked it. We said, she's coming back. Whoa! We all ran to our seats. And 30 seconds later, she came in right behind us. She called Warren up to her desk. She looked at it. She sent him down to the nurse's office with permission. And he came back with a Band-Aid and a cough drop. But here's what I really want to tell you. The whole point of telling you this story. I mean, there's a lot. Stories have a lot of different reasons to be told. And maybe something about this that you like. But here's, for me, the main point. The stuff that happens to you when you're little, like today, or yesterday, or tomorrow, or when you go back to school, whatever that is, it's important. It's not in the news, it's not in the newspaper, it's not on the computer, on the internet. It's important because it makes you who you are. The things that happen to us today, especially to younger people, they make you who you are, which is why I always think about that as an adult. We have to be careful with you because you carry it with you for your whole lives. Because a couple years ago, I went back to Indianapolis where I was growing up, and I was doing school shows. I've been in 3,000 schools, right? And I was setting up my sound system in the morning before the kids got there. I was in the gym, setting it up under the backboard where I have lived most of my life, it seems like. And this woman came in. She was a short woman. I remember she was short. And she came in. She said, Bill? I said, yeah. She said, we're so glad you're here. I said, I'm glad I'm here too. She said, we've been trying to get you for a long time. I said, I'm actually really glad because I grew up around here. She said, I know. My name's Emily. I was in your second grade class. And you know how memories are? Like one little thing happens and all of a sudden it all comes back. It was something I hadn't thought about for years. So I said, I remembered her name. I said, Emily Hornhacker. She said, that's not my name anymore. And I thought, that's good. She said, do you have a minute? Kids aren't in yet. Do you have a minute? Could you come down and follow me? I said, okay. So I left the stuff there and we walked down the hallway. We walked by it wasn't the same school. It wasn't Delaware Trails Elementary School, but we walked by the office. We walked by the library. And we came to the door and it was closed. She said, come on in. And the door said, Teacher's Lounge, staff only. She opened the door. And all these people said, hi, hello. All the teachers were in there. The kids weren't in there yet, but the teachers were in there. They'd come in early. They said, hi, come on in. And there were balloons in there. And there's like little signs, welcome, you know, and there were bagels, and there was cream cheese, and there were muffins, and all sorts of things to eat. And they said, we're so happy you're here. We decided to have a party. Emily Hornhacker had become a teacher. And I knew why. She'd become a teacher so she could have a party every day. And your teachers can't wait to see you. So listen. Okay. That's that. I want you to go. Thanks a lot. Oh my gosh, I didn't do these. I gotta do these. Good. Happy birthdays. Darius Mulford Nickerson the 7th. That is so awesome. Turned 14 on May 11th. That's yesterday, okay? From his aunt, Melissa Nickerson. Okay. Darius, if you're watching, happy birthday. You know, I've got a book about a kid named Darius. The Amazing Flights of Darius Frobisher. Darius, the Persian emperor, okay? Today, May 12th, Lexi is now 17. Man, all these people, I assume, Lexi, you must have grown up listening to him. All she wants for her birthday, aside from life back to normal, don't we want that, is breakfast in bed, check. Some special Band-Aids. We haven't opened presents yet. Lexi, I hope you got them. And for Bill Harley to shout out my name on my birthday. Lexi! Happy birthday, Lexi. Okay, now... You know, Lexi, when you're 17, you stop being embarrassed quite so much. Like if I did that when I was 13 or 14, you might be embarrassed, but maybe now it's just good. Okay, so now the Keats family keeps sending us stuff. I'm not going to read through all this, okay? I hope you forgive me because I know you're going to send something. But I have to show you something. Okay. After I told Wheezy and the Moon Pies, are you with me? Okay. Look at this. Okay. They made moon pies. They used how many pounds of chocolate? 6 pounds. 6 pounds of chocolate. Okay. Is this Galadriel here? All right. 4 years old. Okay. Look at that. That is down there at the bottom is the biggest moon pie I've ever seen. Obviously, this is a family. It's trying to figure out how to spend their time. So when this party is when this thing is all over, we're all gonna go over to the Keats house and have moon pies. Hopefully, they'll be fresh ones. That is amazing. So thank you guys for helping me. Please share. Let me know good things that are happening to you, will you? Okay. And if you would share this with your friends, I'd really appreciate it. If you want to make a donation to me, this is my job right now. You know, here I am home just like you. And you can go to my webpage. You can go to the MiniConcert page and make a donation. I would love to have you go. We're going to post up again on Facebook and listen to my new song, Walking Each Other Home. I did a video. I sang it last Thursday. And I'm thinking about making a video, so I want you to listen to it before I talk about making the video. So it's a grown-up song, but even I think kids will understand it. You know, some grown-up songs don't make any sense, or they're like, you know, like I love you so much. That's not what it's about. You can watch my stuff on YouTube too. Thanks. Okay, I think that's it. Let me know song requests, shout-outs, birthday shout-outs, what you're doing. That's for all the teachers. I'll be back on Thursday, and I'll be telling my story about 3rd grade. Happy birthday, Mrs. Nottingham. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Okay? See ya.